Well, I've had a few commenters actually say nothing actually changes on your channel. Actually, I had somebody comment, I haven't watched one of your videos, King, in 2 years, and nothing's changed. Well, actually, the trucks have gotten a little bit more rusty. Look at how rusted that is, just from sitting here. Wow. That's just from sitting. Wow, like feeling an old scab. Wow. That's incredible. I know Bert from Rust Farm always has he has a field day in the comments. He just starts wilding on my channel. Bert is the oldest 41-year-old I'll ever know. He's like an old man, you know? I mean it in a good way, really. Wow. That's pretty gnarly. That's about 5 pounds of rust scabs. You know what they say, you use it or you lose it. Wow. This is like Beamer and Son Garage. You know, those, if this thing's been sitting here for a few years, some of his stuff has been sitting there for years and years. You know they're just going to end up going into the ground just like this. King, you make all kinds of excuses, Bert, probably. You could have had a lift by now. You know, a car lift, I guess. I'm like, well, yeah, but no. Because y'all familiar with the city of Chicago, right? Well, that's where I grew up. And the housing situation there it's pretty tight. It's quite similar to parts of Great Britain. You know, like they have those row houses. Everything's like one on top of the other. And your shed or your garage probably could hold one car, maybe two if you're lucky. And, you know, growing up, the house doesn't belong to me as a kid. It belongs to the parents, so they got dibs on the garage. So, in other words, there was no place for a car lift. I could have bought a car lift when I had a newspaper out as a, 12-year-old. What the hell was I going to do with it, though? Bert. Well, you could have had one. You could have had one. You could have had one. Me. Excuses. But I didn't have a place to put it. I didn't have a place to put it. But you could have had one. You could have had one. You could have had one. It's all excuses. It's all excuses. Me. Excuses. I didn't have any place to put it. Then I had a family, you know, a girl, a wife, a son, a couple daughters. You know, something you could put a little effort to in there, Bert, instead of making excuses that all women today are beaches. What? You're full of excuses, King. You're full of excuses. Yeah, I guess I am. I guess I am. I have a wife and kids. I don't know. I have a wife and kids. I got a mortgage. I've got excuses. That's all you got is excuses. I got a blueberry farm. I live with my grandma. Oh, she's a lovely grandma. I don't know. I have an 89-year-old grandma. You do? I don't know where that's going. Well, that's cool. I mean, you know, to live on a blueberry farm and live with Granny, that saves quite a few dollars and a lot of headaches. Not having a wife and kids. That's a couple monkeys off your back, I guess, there, Bert. You could remain focused on scrapping and other endeavors, other self-indulgent endeavors. Although he doesn't come off to me as being somebody that's addicted to anything. Seems like a fairly clean Catholic boy like me, actually. That's my assessment. Bert can say whatever he wants on my channel. He's got free reign. I don't care. Some people are like, you let him? You know, he's a good guy. One of them well-meaning old men. That's why you're never going to get anywhere, King. That's why your channel hasn't grown. I don't know. I should actually take this apart. None of you guys were wearing headphones, were you? There's a circuit board in there for you. Gill skills. An old transformer. A steel box TV. Made in Japan. Anymore. What does Japan make? I mean, it's like all made in China. Whatever happened to made in Japan? Far higher quality. Japanese know how to make stuff. They can make stuff that's practically indestructible. Very high quality. Radio's too loud in here. Unfortunately, I don't know. Well, I have cleaned it up quite a bit.
Fortunately, or suspiciously, depending on how you look at it,
We'll turn down the squawk box here. This is something that I saved because it kind of works. It's a little scratchy sounding. Actually, I cleared out quite a bit of garbage in here. I had my daughter come in. Me and her were like really cleaning inside here. There's still quite a bit of junk laying on the floor. Want to see my good Christian refrigerator? There's no alcohol in there. Well, you're a lot of fun at parties. Nope, no alcohol, no beer. Sorry. Gatorade. I had so much, this is a little gross to say. I had so much red Gatorade today. It was so hot out, it was like 95 degrees out. I actually had like slightly red tinted poopy. There's some water. That's my refrigerator. Water and Gatorade. I think I'm gonna hang out by the refrigerator because it's so cold. I'm sweating like a hog here. It's a great way to cool though. You can hear everything crackling because it's so hot. I know people are like skipping past this part of the video. King, you can put a refrigerator. King, you can put an air conditioner in your shop. Yeah, I don't think that would work. The ceiling is like 25 feet high. Cool air goes to the bottom, King. It doesn't rise. It's just wouldn't work. How do you know you haven't tried it? I've lived enough years to know that, first of all, the electrical power in here could not support that anyway. I've got 10 amps of service in this unit. So it's like the landlord deliberately restricted my electrical power consumption because I plugged in. I'm not going to do it now because we'll just throw the switch, which is in the unit next door to me. They have control over the fuse panel, but I plugged this machine in, and it threw the switch in the fuse box. You see, I still have this. I listed this a while back, twice, and not one offer. Not one offer. Not even one inquiry. Nothing. So it's probably going to end up in the scrap pile. It's really hot. I think I told you that already. I'll probably list it again sometime. I'm not sure when. Give it one more whirl before I get rid of it. King, the Gatorade is bad for you. It's mostly sugar. Okay. You need to drink, and then these same people that tell me about like all the healthy food, they're telling me about coffee and coffee deals at Walmart or whatever. Coffee's good for you. Coffee's bad for you. Coffee's good for you. Coffee's bad for you. You know what? Coffee's freaking hot, and it's hot out. Why the hell do I want to drink something that's hot when it's freaking hot out? Also, coffee, as I know, it makes you have to take a dump. So there's no toileting facilities in this building here, so gotta waste fuel driving to a gas station 8 miles away or whatever just to use their toilet. So best to not create or cause a situation where you're going to need to use the washroom. You know, these have been inside. This is how humid it is around here, and you can tell it did not rain in here ever because there'd be rain stains. This is just from the humidity. It's how humid it is. See, if they were left out in the rain, the plastic would be all orange and all that. It's just super humid. It's weird, okay? The only reason why I could figure that those rusted more than these ones is that maybe these ones have a film of, like, I don't know, oil from your fingers on them or something. You know, my fingers, from more use. These don't get used so much. I've heard of people like rust proofing stuff by spraying oil like on car frames and stuff and other metal things, but it was so humid here the other day, like when it flooded. Look at that, you still see that the ground is like damp. Like it never frickin', I've said this a million times, it never frickin' dries right here. Oh, 100%. It's like if you dig like about, I don't know, a foot down, it's like the soil is like really kind of like wet. So inside the building, you know, you get like dew and stuff like that on the roof, and in the morning it also like leaks on the floor in different spots. You get water, so it's like a sauna bath in here. I don't know. Thought I'd share that with you. I don't think anybody really cares, but whatever. You ever get to that point where you know you have a whole lot of stuff to do, but you don't know what to do next? That's me. Well, then quit making videos, King, and get to work. Don't you love it? We're not going to comment anymore. You already know. It's like, damn, dude. Bert, you get like so invested in it. Come on. Haven't you realized yet that the channel is satire? It's not satire. You're for real, King. Yes, I am. I'm not for real. It's a simulation. Damn, look at that. I don't know. If the Chevy's rusting like that, I wonder what that Ford's like. Actually, about 4 or 5 years back, I crawled underneath that truck and I got a pail of Rust-Oleum and a brush, and I painted the frame as much as I could. You know, fearing that it's a Ford and it was going to rust. When in reality, I should have been paying more attention to the Chevy. Or maybe the Ford didn't rust because I painted all that. Like the bumper didn't even rust at all. Turned green a little bit. I don't know. The tire machine sure, it still works though. The turntable goes. I don't know anything about this because it's never been hooked up. Ever. About how much should I be making every week being a scrapper? Nobody ever says. That's good money! I've always say that too. I always comment about good money. What's good money? What is good money? And then people give generic answers. Good money is good money. What? I actually think this patio set looks really great against the weeds. Just sort of forlorn and abandoned looking. You could have got $300 for that. Not the way it smelled. Painted it blue. Am I boring anybody? Y'all enjoying yourself? God, I hope so. You want to sit back and relax and watch the poverty? I like when people watch the poverty. That's another, that word drives Bert crazy. Poverty. You're the only reason why it's poverty, King. No. Oh yeah. Take the headphones off. People in the comment section of when I'm tapping on that, I'm thinking of you ever see that video? I mean that channel, Whistling Diesel. He's driving the Ferrari through the cornfield, and it catches on fire. And so there's a rental minivan. People in the comment section are saying that, oh, he's gonna make that back on one video. Okay, 4 million views for that video. No way, he did not make that money back. A $500,000 car. The most he could have made off of those 4 million views is about $40,000. I'm using my own channel statistics to do the math, and I know other channels make more money by the CPM and all blah 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 blah. That's true, because not one of my videos is exactly the same for the CPM or whatever that is. I guess it depends on the title and the time you've launched the video and how long the video is. You need a scraper. Yeah, I know. I didn't come to this truck with the intention of making the video of me scraping the rust. I just walked up to it and go, wow, look at those rust scabs. And I grabbed whatever was handy. But you all know that. So if I was to fix this thing up and sell it, I would have my hands full in prepping it. It's actually not the frame, I already know. And that section right there is like some kind of, it slips on over the back of the frame or something like that. This part is not made by General Motors. This is made by whatever crap company makes the